Coming at you from Tokyo, Japan, my name is Dave and this is my Toyota Altezza. You look like shit, Dave. Yeah, it happens. Where are we at? Well, it's time to put everything back together again. I got my diff back and I already installed it, but it's just installed loosely because I thought I needed to replace the bolts. But I'm not actually going to do that. Let's just put everything back together again and send it. My access holes are absolutely fantastic, I just have to say, because you can just go straight in and get those bolts out. These bolts aren't damaged in any way. They still look brand new, so why not reuse them? I'm gonna put a little bit of Loctite on them and run them back in. One at a time, so that I don't have to lower the diff. And we're just gonna use, oops, way too much, there we go. It's probably a bit much actually, but you know what? It's gonna be fine. Rear diff bolts 142, if you can believe it. So I'm not going to do that up to 142 just yet. I'll get the other one done first. Just that's all I want, just a dollop. There we go. Let's just run it out with the drill. Yeah. It doesn't even want to do it because it's not the impact. Let's switch to the DeWalt. Oh, that's annoying. Is the bolt damaged in any way? I mean, I can see those threads are looking awfully clean, so it's probably rubbing on the aluminium. It's going to be fine. I'm calling it. It's going to be fine. It doesn't want to go back in. Let's use the jack. Weird. It's very, very weird. I need an extension and I need my MTV. I have a feeling this has something to do with the other two bolts, so I'm going to loosen them off and hopefully everything will settle itself down. This is shit. Why are you fighting me the whole way out? I'm just really not happy with the way this is sitting in general, but I'm going to do it up anyway. Those two front bolts aren't going in nicely. 142 apparently. All right, now onto the car. What are those supposed to be? 95. It just feels wrong. I feel like it's almost worth dropping the diff again to investigate why those don't go in right. Is it just full of dirt, full of paint, full of shit? What's its problem, I wonder? Because it starts to go in, but is that cross-threaded? I feel like if I can get it in by, yes, it goes in sort of that much and then stops. The thread isn't damaged at all. Is it damaged in there? Is this just not lining up perfectly straight? When I welded in the supports, did it make it twist a little bit? I'll be back in a minute. So I'm doing the unthinkable. I'm gonna drop the diff, make sure the threads are all okay, and then jack it back up again on my own. All right, so a thing to keep in mind when doing this is don't jack the diff up too high. Otherwise the holes in the back don't line up. You can see this is actually bolted in by hand. You can move it around. I double checked the thread of the rear bolts on the other diff, and after I removed the bolts from the rear and made it so it could float around, these went in really easy. So it's not a matter of the thread in the subframe being damaged or the thread on the bolts. I think it's just alignment. I don't really know, but it's a pain in the ass. I'm gonna wiggle the jack up and down and see if I can get the rear bolts to go in gently by hand. And if I can, then I'll do all of the bolts simultaneously. I really want them all to be sort of finger tight. See how easy this comes out now, whereas I couldn't get it to turn before? That one's going in really easy, whereas this one's just saying no. Go up a little bit. Going up a little bit helped. Up and down with the jack makes a huge difference. I might have just done what I said I wasn't going to do. Are these going to still be... They're not going to be still finger tight. No, I think what's happening is that when I do up the back ones, the whole thing's being pulled backwards. And that's causing the bolts to lock up. You see, I can't even do this one by hand anymore. What about that one? Can we wiggle it? No. And it might have to do with the fact that I welded these. Probably should have welded them with the diff attached. But I'll loosen up the rear bolts again and then make this, yeah, okay. They're not even that tight. Okay, I'm gonna put some Loctite on this and then run it back up again. This might look like I'm wasting a lot of time, but I just wanna be sure. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. A professional or somebody that's done this 100 times would have just gone boom, 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 probably with a rattle gun and not given a shit. But me, because it's amateur hour over here, I don't like fighting with this. Oof. Bits of aluminium dropping out of everywhere, but the thread still looks good. Gonna be able to go back up again. Oh yeah, that thread's in easy. I feel like nothing important here is aluminium. The bushes are, but they can shut the hell up. You reckon set it to 95 and just call it done? Those are done to 95 and the rear are done to 142. All right, put some witness marks on it. Was it anti-seize or was it just paint? That's a good question. We're going for it. I'm going to charge my GoPro and put Loctite on all of these, and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
And we're back. I've got 38% battery left. I did a little bit more than I said I was going to. Just finished cleaning up these bolts from the prop shaft. Previous Dave decided it'd be a good idea to put anti-seize on those, and that's actually a bad idea, so remedied that and put some Loctite on them. And as you can see, I've already got the drive shafts back in. They're not torqued. This needs to go up. The marks for balance are long gone, so we're just going to do it there. I don't know if the nuts go on from the back or from the front. I don't think the bolt will go in from the back, will it? No, so that answers that question. It's all fairly easy, really. It's just put everything back where you got it from. Check the torque settings. Make sure you do up the bolts with a torque wrench instead of a ratchet, where possible. And yeah, it all just sort of comes together slowly. I do feel like it comes apart quicker than it goes back together. The drive shafts are 68.2. If you've got a 1G FE, they're 56. I think we can live without the 0.2. I'm going to go up, put on the handbrake to lock all this. Then I'll be able to do all the visible ones and I'll mark them. Then go out, take the handbrake off, rotate it, get the other ones, repeat. Witness mark. You're probably supposed to do them across from each other as well, which is going to make this take hours to do. We'll do it the right way, just in case there's anybody watching who's has the same acronyms as me, because that will actually bother me if that's not done right. It's the difference between getting it done and doing it properly. The prop shaft bolts are 73.5. So I've got that one done here, this one done here, this one done here. Time to get out, take the handbrake off, rotate it 180 degrees, put the handbrake on, do this again, repeat. Handbrake off, roll out, put the handbrake on, do it again. This would be easier if I had a helper to step on the foot brake for me, but I don't. Go from here. There we go. All right. Handbrake off, rotate it, whatever, to get to the next one, and then, yeah, repeat. Prop shaft's all done, drive shaft's both done. Got to do the center bearing? I'm not sure what you call that. What is this thing? I'm not really sure what you call it. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life. These are 49 Newton meters, these two bolts. I don't know what the torque setting for these are, so they're just getting done up tight. How tight? They're getting done up to, yes, that's tight. That's tight. One more check. Click, click. Click, click. Perfect. Done. We can put the exhaust back in now. We're getting there. Oh, I didn't mention that in the end, I did actually just hold on to the prop shaft and do up the drive shaft bolts like that with one hand. Go grab a cat. I forget how this goes. I've gone about this completely the wrong way. Completely the wrong way. I couldn't have done this worse if I tried. I think I used like a clamp last time, didn't I? I do need it. I need a clamp or a pair of vice grips or something to hold this thing together so that it's not trying to move everywhere, because it actually sucks. Oh, this is shit. This sucks so bad. I don't know how I did this last time, but I'm not having a good time. Damn. The clamp's in the way. Like it's moved itself into like underneath the spring. It's a perfect storm of bullshit. More you'll... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be this way. You could be any other way. This is bullshit. What the f? It's so wrong. It feels like it's upside down. Oh, stop it! This is bullshit. I wonder if it's probably going to be easier to put the exhaust on the other end and then do it all in one, because this is just trying to fall out. Change strategy. I'm going to put the exhaust in, and then hopefully that'll help me get the cat in, because that's just not happening. It's just a waste of time to keep trying the same thing over and over again. Something new. That's not going to work. The exhaust hangers are missing off the subframe, so now I have to go find those. Where did I put them? Why are they off? Where did they go? I have no idea.
6.5 hours later.
Well, I've looked everywhere and I can't find them, but until I find them, I'm dead in the water, so... Found them. I'm just retarded. Where were they? Where you left them. It makes sense for virtually every other workshop except for this one. This isn't really a workshop even. These have got... Oh, I was about to say these have got paint on them, so they're probably not very slippery, but that went on without any trouble at all. So, what about this one? Ah, crap. That bounced so far, all the way over there. Have to get out from underneath the car to get it. Son of a bitch. Come in from the side instead. Oh yeah, that's easier. Yeah, there you go. Right, now, load the exhaust up. We just poke that in there. No, this is easy. Spoke too soon. That one's in. That one's in. Oh, there we go. That was easy. Like that. There we go. Nice. I'm trying not to scratch the crap out of There's a cat. Poke that back through there. All right, it's just a helper. And then that goes on there like that. All right, now that's hanging up there. That's not going to help. Definitely putting the exhaust on first was a power move. Apparently they have a torque setting, I didn't even know. 43 of the Newton meters. Oh, the technology. 43 is way tighter than what I would have thought it should be. .43 is probably the reason you have to cut them off. I never do them up that tight. So the exhaust is back in. That's all done up and good. I still need to do the rear suspension bolts. None of those are done up. But technically, I could start the car if I wanted to.